and welcome to my channel On the Hook Crochet, where we talk about wearable crochet style, and let's find out what's been on the hook. Oh, everything's been on the hook, lots of things on the hook, and I hope you had a wonderful Christmas. I had a great time, beautiful weather today, and I thought I would jump on here and talk to my beautiful subscribers who I have new ones that are great, and I'm glad you're here. I am also very thankful for the subscribers that come back every time I do a video, and they're so supportive. Thank you so very, very much. This is a channel about crochet, and some of it's about entertainment, about talking about crochet, and about inspiration to make a crocheted garment, to start your own wardrobe of crocheted items. And I hope that I'm inspiring some people to do that as well. Also, the Afghan project I have going is not related to the wearable crochet style, but it is part of my crochet activity that I do. Sometimes I work on an Afghan, and I have another playlist that you can look at, and I'll put the link at the end of this video, and you can check it out if you want to. It's with Annie's Kit Clubs, and I'm doing the Moroccan Tiles beautiful Afghan kit project, and they have collaborated with me, and we're working on that. I want to show the progress that I make. I'll do an unboxing every month of the kit so you can see what it is and see what I think about all the different patterns that come. Every single month there'll be something bigger, something that makes the Afghan bigger, and then finally after 10 months I believe that you've completed your Afghan, and that'll be so exciting too as well. But I will do a video every month and show what's in the kit and what I've done with it. So to be on the lookout for that. If you are subscribed and you hit the bell, then you'll have a notification when that goes out as well, because that goes to my subscribers. So I hope you'll join me in that little project. I hope it'll be fun for you to watch. Each video is only about 10 to 15 minutes long. Nothing like these. These are like marathon videos, and I hope you have some coffee or tea, that you're sitting down taking a little rest from whatever you've been doing, and you can chat with me about crochet. And so I'm so excited about crochet. One of the reasons is I have on a brand new crocheted sweater, and if y'all have been watching me a while, you know that I've been working on this. This was made with the Caron Latte Cakes yarn, and this is the color Cream. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful yarn, and I've forgotten how much I loved working with this. Someone asked me on Instagram, is it slippery? No, it's not slippery at all. It crochets up so easily, and you know, I didn't frog out very much or anything, so I don't know if it frogs out well or not. I should have tested that, but what I do know is that it's easy to crochet with, and it's a bulky 5, so you don't need all that much. I made a whole sweater out of 2 cakes, and this is what I had left on the second cake, so about half of the cake is still left. I cinched this up a little bit so that it would hold the yarn together, but the first cake was gone about halfway up the sweater, and the second cake made all of this part of the sweater, the fronts, the backs, and the sleeves. So these cakes are huge. In fact, I'll tell you how many yards are on here if I can find it. This is acrylic and nylon, by the way. I thought it was all acrylic, but it's acrylic and nylon. The nylon that makes it so soft and squishy. This 530 yards. So if you buy 1,000 yards, you're good to go. So that's 2 cakes. Very beautiful. Some of the latte cakes are striped. They're self-striping, and they're beautiful too. I've made 1 or 2 articles from that. So again, this is the colorway Cream. It's one of the only solid colors they have. In fact, I'm not sure they have any others besides this. They may have a gray, but I'm not sure. That might be Lion Brand, something in there. Anyway, the other yarn that I used was Vanna's Choice in the linen colorway, and that is this color right here. And I thought it would be a nice combination. It's not too matchy-matchy. It's just kind of a nice combination, and I wanted to use this to shore up the latte cakes, because they do tend to stretch when you make something from them. So you want to make the edges a solid, whatever you can find. So I found this yarn in my stash, and I thought, you know what, I'm going to use that and see how it looks. I'm going to stand up and show you the full length. Well, here's my Latte Cake Multicolor Cardi, and that's the pattern. I'll show it to you in just a second. That's the pattern that I used for this particular sweater. It's made from the bottom up. I started with the ribbing, and the ribbing is the Vanna's Choice right there. And I did ribbing, maybe 4 rows of ribbing, and then I started on the Karen Latte Cake. I stopped under the arm. I continued on with the fronts and the back, and that's how the pattern is described. It's very easy to follow, and if you're not changing colors, it goes really, really quickly. And then the sleeves, of course, are a little bit bulky at the armpit. I like that. They're so comfortable there. And then I decrease down all kinds of ways to get to the cuff. And I made the sleeves exactly how I wanted them. And that's what happens when you start crocheting your own garments. You can make them exactly how you want. You're not following stitch counts. You're not worrying about how many stitches you have on your row. Now, you should keep the same number of stitches. You shouldn't be going off and adding and subtracting stitches unless it says to in the pattern. So that just comes with experience. Be sure you check your stitch count on your row, every row for a while, till you know that you're doing it right, and then you have your edges are straight, so you kind of know that you're not increasing or decreasing. Here's the back of the sweater. It's the perfect length for me. It's about mid-hip, and I didn't put buttons on it. I don't like buttons on the front of a cardigan. If you like buttons, you could certainly make the edges wider, and then you can put your holes in there if you want to. You just skip a few stitches on one of the rows wherever you want the button to appear. I'm not a button on the front of cardigan kind of gal. I don't like those. Someday I might do one for you if you really insist, but I like a cardigan to just fit and fall straight, and that way you can wear it under a coat if you need to be really, really warm, but this stays closed very nicely. It doesn't flop open or anything like that. So I love the way it fits, the way it hangs, and also I added a couple of rows at the top of the back. The back has 2 extra rows on it here at the shoulder, and what that does is it brings up the back just a little bit. The front pulls it forward a little bit so that it's not falling back on you all the time. Sometimes sweaters tend to do that if they're crocheted or knitted, and that's why knitters add short rows at the back of the neck so that the sweater will fall forward just a little bit, and that way it won't roll back when you're wearing it, when you're moving your arms and stuff. It doesn't roll back. So just a little tip there from somebody who's made a lot of sweaters. I think I found the trick to easily adding that extra at the back. So if it's not in the pattern, you can just add 2 rows to the back and see what you think. It should work out just fine. So that's before I sew the shoulders together. And that's the only sewing on this sweater, which makes it really super nice. The only sewing is these short shoulder seams, and then you crochet the rest of it all on to the garment. So when you're finished, and there's not a whole lot of sewing to do. And because I used the Latte Cake, I only had 2 cakes. I only had 1 or 2 ends to weave in. It was just amazing. I just love this sweater. Love it, love it. Again, this is my Latte Cake sweater made from the Multicolor Cardi pattern that you can find on my Etsy shop. I will make a little note here that I am using my phone camera again. I have a MacBook and it refused to record for me today. And I looked on Google. I couldn't find out what was wrong. So I'm going to have to look into that. But I am using my really nice iPhone. I've always used an iPhone until the last few months when I was using a MacBook. But it was persnickety. I'm not sure I understand why it acts the way it does, but it does. And so I'm using my phone. And I love my phone. I love the way it works. So I hope you're not having any trouble hearing me or seeing me, but I am working to fix my other camera if I can. Another thing I wanted to tell you, that is the Multicolor Cardi. This is on my Etsy shop, and you can use this pattern to make a Latte Cake sweater or a multicolored sweater using a stash buster like this one, or you can also make it out of a self-striping. And I have one of those in the hopper too. I have a whip, and I haven't made any progress on that. I have to admit, I haven't finished the sleeves. I was on Sleeve Island, and because I was on Sleeve Island with this one, I wanted to finish this first. So I finished this one, and it's so wonderful. I love this yarn. It is quite wonderful. Now, let me go ahead and talk about some whips that I have on the hook. I almost said on the needle. I'm not a knitter yet. Okay, this is a little throw that I'm working on. It's not going to be huge, but I'm using some yarns that I received last year and this year for Advent calendars that I've ordered a couple now, and I've been sent several of these. Well, I've been sent now 24 of these beautiful little pieces of yarn. They're probably 10 ounces, maybe, not very big. They look like this before I wind them up, and I wind them up by hand. I just open this up and put it on the back of a chair, and then I just wind into a ball, and very easy to do. And I've opened up several of these envelopes for the 12 days of Christmas, and this is where I am right now. Aren't those beautiful? This is from Crafthouse Magic Advent Calendar 2022. Jolly Jingles was her slogan this year, and so I have several that I've wound up in those as well. And I think I'm pretty much open to all and have made something out of all of them. Now here's what I've made so far. For my little throw, I've made 7 of these little squares. These are 6 by 6 squares, so they're pretty big. They have a center flower right here, and then the rest is very granny-ish. It's just done in triads all the way around, and it's very, very easy to make, but it's beautiful. And after I made 3 or 4 of them, I got really good at it. Before that, you know how you struggle just a little bit trying to remember what comes next. But now I'm in pretty good shape. I've made that color, and I'll just show you all the colors I've made. I've made the kind of a beige color, and then I've made it looks like a little bit of a turquoise and white combination. I've made a very pretty pink one here, and here's another one that is a darker, like an aquamarine and white mixture. These are all self-striping. They're not 2 different colors like this one. Isn't that beautiful? It's purple and white. I'll get it up there where you can see it. Very, very pretty, and it'll make a beautiful piece of this throw. And then this one, which is kind of a deep rose, very pretty. Look at that pretty flower. It really stands out when you use a darker color. Really love that. Now, what I've decided I'm going to do is probably go around each one of these and do another couple of rows, and that will add, width to the throw. And I also have about 7 more to make, so that'll be about 14 or so, and I'll try to find some other yarn to make it evenly matched up. And then I will do some rows around the edges in a cream color, and I will finish it off with another border in cream and maybe something kind of fancy. It'll be beautiful. And I'm using this yarn, and this is very pretty. I ordered some more of this. This is Lion Brand Superwash Merino, and it is a DK weight. Really nice. I did my front and center poncho with the different colors of this, and it is so soft and so easy to work with. I really love it. So I love this so much, and I thought one ball is not going to do all of those rounds that I want to do. So I ordered some more, and I went out into Lion Brand, and this is the entertainment part of the show. Went out on Lion Brand, and I discovered that they were giving away some tea, TEA, some tea, and different kinds of tea in a little box. And long story short, some people have said, Jeannie, you should really try to drink tea instead of coffee. Because I drink a lot of coffee, and I probably shouldn't. I should probably just drink tea. So I thought, well, I'll try some different teas then. I have tried some when I was getting the Crochet Surprise. I always sent tea. And then I started giving away the Crochet Surprise, so I never got to taste the tea after that. So I have some in a drawer, and I'll try those as well. But they were giving away this. This is called Creativity. And this is a box of teas from, there's the logo, Lion Brand. And they have partnered up with Ahmad Tea, and that's from London. And they just partnered up, and they have different kinds of teas in here, all different kinds of teas. And I thought, this was a free gift if you ordered 2 skeins of yarn. Well, I needed 3 skeins of yarn, so it was a slam dunk. I ordered 3 more skeins of the 100% superwash merino in the cream colorway. I did not want to find out that they discontinued it or something. So I went ahead and ordered these 3 skeins, and I received the tea as well. So that was kind of a fun thing to get in the mail. I really enjoyed seeing that come in, and that way I can drink tea maybe every now and then instead of coffee. So I thought I would try that. That's something that I received this week in the mail. Also, I want to show you something that Crystal is modeling. Crystal is modeling she's always modeling my city skirt because I just haven't taken it off of her. But she's modeling my newest cowl. And this is a kind of a takeoff on the Easy Lacy cowl. It's a little bit different in the way that it's structured. There are no decreases or increases in this at all. So it's very, very easy for a beginner to do. The hardest part is figuring out what side is sewn to the other side. It's not that hard. And I will put I'll probably put a diagram in there, but I'm going to do something special with this pattern, so I'm not going to come out with it right now. But I wanted to show you that I finished it. And I made it with Audine Wool's Chill, which was a Knit Crate yarn that, of course, Knit Crate is no more. They have gone out of business as of a couple weeks ago. And this was the yarn that I used. And this is how much I had left. Just a tiny little bit from 2 balls that I had, 300 yards. So this cowl takes about 300 yards of worsted. And this was alpaca and cashmere. So nice. I'm using up my luxury yarns because I won't be receiving any more from Knit Crate. And that was a subscription box. Every month I received yarn. If y'all don't know what that is, a luxury yarn from Knit Crate. And I really loved it. I stayed with them while they were struggling and they just didn't make it. They had to go out of business. So I'm using up some of the luxury yarns, and this cowl is a perfect example of using up a luxury yarn for something that's so soft and wonderful to wear. Now, if you notice, this comes over your shoulders just a little bit. It's more like a wrap, but it's not something that's going to worry you. It has a hole for the head, and so you're not constantly adjusting it. I really like that about it. It may be a little bit hard to see. This is the end of one of the edges of the cowl, and this has a little bit of a turtleneck in it, like that. And then in the back, it slopes down into a point here. And you can wear it up off your shoulders. You can wear it up like this. And it's just really super nice like that as well. I like it down over my shoulders because that is where I get cold. If I'm in my office and I'm just working and I'm not moving around too much, then I get cold. And so this is perfect for that. I just wanted Crystal to model that. I was going to wear it, but I finished my beautiful Latte Cake sweater, so I wanted to wear this on my video today. Moving on, I ordered some items from Mary Maxim. And you know how much I love Mary Maxim. Love it, love it, love it. And I decided that on another whip that I was making, and I'll show that to you in just a minute, I'm making a bomber jacket. And I will be publishing the pattern for that. People have asked me for it, and I said, yes, I will publish that. So I'm making a bomber jacket, and I'm making it out of Hue and Me from Lion Brand. And this is what it looks like so far. I think I had this done last week. I haven't worked on it because I was finishing my Latte Cake sweater. But this is what I've done so far. This is the bomber jacket. It's going to be so cute. And I'm going to rib it and trim it in black. And because I'm doing that, I didn't want to use the black that I had ordered from Hue and Me. This is Hue and Me, and I think it's a charcoal. Werewolf is the name of it. It's really basically black. It's kind of a black charcoal. And I was going to use that for the trim. And I don't like it because it's so thick. I wanted something a little bit thinner to do the trim with, like this. So, and actually this is one size smaller than the Latte Cakes number 5. This is number 4 worsted, just in case you were wondering. I ordered a skein of Mary Maxim Maximum Value in black, and this is the worsted in black It's huge. I mean, I can use this for several projects. There's 474 yards, almost 500 yards on this ball. And I've used this, I used it to make my shadow vest in the charcoal color. Really love it. It's very, very soft. It's a great value. They're right about it being the maximum value. It's very, very nice. And I consider it much nicer than Red Heart Super Saver, something like that. I'm not sponsored by anybody here. Nobody. Lion Brand, Mary Maxim, anybody. I'm not sponsored. I am sponsored by Annie's Kit Clubs, though, but you know that already. All right, and I ordered because I was afraid that they might discontinue this. I absolutely love this yarn. This is the best value, Mary Maxim, in the neutral ombre. Neutral ombre is the colorway here. And I made a sweater from this, and I'll try to put a picture of it on one side here or the other. I made a sweater, I think it was a Lucy cardigan, if I'm not mistaken. Maybe not, I'll have to look it up. But I used this yarn, and it turned out so nice. This is so easy to crochet with. It's soft as it could possibly be, and it's very, very affordable. It's very affordable, and I would recommend this to anyone. Look at the colors in that. Now, it has blue, navy blue, it has brown and cream. So some really nice colors. You could wear this with jeans. It looks so nice with jeans or dressed up with black pants or navy pants. It's just beautiful. I love this, so I ordered 3 skeins of that so I could have them in my stash, because someday I'm going to say, I'd like to make that out of neutral ombre, and when I go to order it, they might be out. So I'm going to put that in my stash, and then just hold on to it until I have an inspiration to make something else with it. But I really, really love it. I really love it. I wonder if I have enough to make a poncho out of this, because I believe I would enjoy having a front and center poncho made out of this. And there won't be so many color changes. It'll just be a I think it's not striping. I think it's more of a pooling yarn. It's a self-pooling yarn. So that might be really pretty in a poncho. So I might consider doing that. So that's what I ordered from Mary Maxim. And if you order a certain amount from Mary Maxim, you get a free project bag. And so I quickly put this in my cart, and I didn't have to buy it. It was free. This is the Mary Maxim project bag. There's her logo right there. And on one side inside, it is a zippered pouch. See that? Very, very nice. It's lined in a beautiful purple color. And there are some pockets inside on the other side as well. There are no outside pockets on this. Nowhere to be found. But it is done with a quilted fabric and a flat bottom. So you can set this down and it stands up very nicely. I have another one of these too. As a matter of fact, I don't know where it is. It probably has a project in it. But anyway, I love her project bags. They're not very expensive, and they're not very detailed either, like Joe's bags, the nice lady that I am friends with, and she makes beautiful custom project bags. This is not the same as that, but it will hold a project. So, and I have so many whips going on that it's nice to have a new project bag to put a project in. So I might just do that. I'm going to set it right there on my desk, and when I have the inclination, I will put a project into that. So those are all the whips that I have going right now. I started a couple of other things, and I said I'm not doing it. So I just decided not to. So, oh yeah, I wanted to show you this. This is the Easy Lacy Cowl, and I had this on the other day, the one that Crystal modeled this morning. I have this on, and see how it covers my shoulders right there? I just went ahead and put the picture on this, and I put the instructions to make it in this pattern. It's the Easy Lacy Cowl alternate pattern, and it's out there. And I'll tell you what, if you have bought this pattern, the Easy Lacy Cowl, if you've bought it and you want the directions to the alternative lacy cowl, it's a larger neck in it as well. It takes 300 yards of worsted to make it, like I just said, with a J-hook. And I have 1 page of directions here that are in this lacy cowl now. The Easy Lacy Cowl is out there. And if you want the alternate version, you can go back out and take a look at that. if you've already bought it, send me an email and I'll send you the new version. If you haven't bought it, I would appreciate it if you did buy it. You'd have 2 different cowls in there that you can make. This one has a much smaller neckline. It has a much smaller neckline, but it's really beautiful. I made this out of a DK. It's actually a worsted, but it looks more like DK when you start crocheting with it. It's a luxury yarn as well from Knit Crate. And then this one I did make from Knit Crate yarn. And it is a beautiful, beautiful cowl. I just really love it. Alpaca and cashmere. It doesn't get any softer than that. And I really like it. I've enjoyed wearing it. I've been wearing it around for a couple of days. And I was going to wear it today, but of course I wanted to wear my new sweater. So there you go. The Easy Lacy Cowl. Send me an email if you want another one of these. Be sure that you send me your order number where it can see that you bought it from Etsy. And then I will send you the new version. If you haven't bought it, go out and buy it. It's only $2.99, I think. It's not very expensive at all. And you get the instructions for 2 different cowls from that. So there you go. A lot of you know that I do diamond painting as my second craft right now. I'm doing diamond painting. Love it, love it, love it, love it. And I've enjoyed it so much that I feel like everybody ought to try it at least once. They have diamond painting kits at Joann's, at Michael's. You can order them online from all kinds of places. And I suggest you get a Diamond Dots diamond painting first. Diamond Dots, D-O-T-Z is how it's spelled, Diamond Dots. It's a very nice quality. It's prepackaged. It's in Joann's. I think they sell it. You can also buy it online, I think on Joann's, and Michael's too may sell it. You can just Google Diamond Dots diamond paintings and be sure you spell it with D-O-T-Z and they'll come up. You can order one there. They're not very expensive and they're so much fun to do. You'd just be amazed at how cool it is when you finish one. I've finished many of them and y'all have been on this journey with me. You've seen all of those beautiful diamond paintings that I've done, and one of them was just magnificent, a 3x4 size, 3x4 foot size diamond painting with 330,000 diamond pieces or drills that you place onto the canvas. So that was like the high point of my diamond painting career. And I've come back just a little bit and I'm working on Angel playing a flageolet, and a beautiful painting. And I wanted to show you the progress I've made on it in the last 9 days. I believe it's been 9 days since I published a video. So I've been working on it and I made a little bit of a craft room look as well. I show you my stash. Don't be alarmed. Please don't be alarmed. And some of my diamond painting storage that I have right here. And then I'll take you to my diamond painting, show you the progress I've made. Angel playing a flageolet. So let's take a look. This is a little bit of a craft tour in my office. And I have, if you can believe it, I've actually done some cleaning in here. I've thrown away a lot of diamond painting boxes that I didn't need. And I have mine lined up right here. The ones that I have in a plan to do hopefully this year and next. I have a few up here too as well. They did not come in a box. They came in a bag. And so I have them just sitting right here. All of my giveaways are up here and in here to try to keep them straight, which week I'm working on. This is a rolling cart that I use to try to stay organized. And this is a partial knitting box. And I have another knitting box on the other side of my craft room as well. This basket right here is actually empty, so I'm going to have to load that up with some stuff. I don't know what, but I probably need to put my leftover yarn in that because it's just too hard to keep up with. I have my leftover yarn, if you can believe this, don't look at the messy mess, but right back here, and it's piling up, so I have to find another basket, and that would probably be a good one to use. This is a partial picture of my stash. I know it looks crazy. I've given away quite a bit right up here in the corner. You can see it. I've given away all of that. And some of this other in here, in the middle, I've given away quite a bit on the bottom. There's just a lot of stuff here because because I've been working on this for about 3 years now. And I always try to keep my yarn doable, but sometimes I run out of ideas of things to do with it. So there you have it. That's what my stash looks like. Oh, up here, some of my project bags and just some auxiliary bags up here on the top. And then, of course, my bathroom in here where I put on my makeup. And sometimes I'll take pictures for Instagram in there with the mirror over here that I use. So this is a little take on my room. I'm going to swing around here, not too fast. But this is my diamond painting that I'm working on. As you can see, I've done quite a bit. Last time I was down here. Now I'm over here. I think I might have done this last time, but I've already moved all the way over here, and I'm on this square right here. This is the washi tape that I use to line up on my next square right there, so I can kind of see where the edge of the plastic is. But right here is where I'm working on right now. I'm almost to I am to the end of the flageolet, which is the flute. It goes all the way up here, and I'm working on the face now. I've gotten a little bit of the bottom part of the face done. So I'm really excited about that. I'll put a picture of the finished product up here so you can see where I'm going with this, but most of it is rolled up right along here. It's rolled on a tube, and so that way it doesn't get destroyed while I'm trying to work on it. I don't ever leave it in my lap. I never let it roll over into my lap. I always roll it on a tube. And then over here, actually I have my light underneath it. I have my light pad on so you can see more detail right here. The light pad is on, and this is how I attach it to the light pad to keep it straight. And these are just 2 clamps I found in my craft room. I don't even know where I got those, but these are my colors. I use this over here and also this. These are the current colors, and these are the most current, and I explained that in my last video. You might go back and look at it, but these are the colors that I'm working with on the actual square that I'm working. Right here is my phone holder, and I turn my phone to the side, and I can watch videos right here while I'm diamond painting. So that's a little picture of what I've got going here. And I'll show you one more thing that's kind of interesting. This is my knitting box. I have all my knitting needles and some yarn that I want to knit eventually, and then my scales where I keep up with how much I weigh. And here's Crystal over here in the corner, and she's sporting my newest cowl. And this is a cowl that is a takeoff on the Easy Lacy cowl, but it's not the same really at all. I've modified it quite a bit, and I think I'm going to do something special with that. So I wanted her to be modeling that today. And then over here is my piano, of course. And right here, I wanted you to see this. This is my air purifier. And in here, I have so much dust from all this yarn and all the things that I'm working on, all the prototypes that I've made, which are all over here hanging up. So as you can imagine, there is a ton of dust in here. And so I bought one of these air purifiers, and it helps quite a bit. You just turn it on, it runs on its own, on and off, and it clears the air of dust. And I've noticed that my furniture is not nearly as dusty in here as it used to be. So that really is doing its job. Actually, Mr. On the Hook bought it, so I have no idea where he got it. Probably on Amazon. But you can look up air purifiers, and I'm sure this one would come up. It's been a big help to me, though, in my craft room. So a little look at my craft room, my office, and a little bit of an update on my diamond painting. I hope you liked that little rundown of my diamond painting and what I look like in my craft room. Sometimes I look around and I think, wow, I should clean this up. And then I'm off to another sweater. I just don't know. I don't know. Anyway, I like designing sweaters and designing garments for y'all. And so I spend most of my time doing that. And I enjoy it. And every now and then I'll clean up, but I don't do it all the time. Now, for our giveaway section today, please hit the like button if you're still with me. And that helps my algorithm quite a bit, so they can push this out to other people who might want to watch a crochet channel. And this is not a tutorial channel. I know I probably should do that, but I just don't want to do that. I want to write patterns and explain to you how to make things on paper. And I think that's important because you can put it in a file folder and you can have it forever. You don't have to go on a computer and find it. To me, that just, I would rather have something in paper. And this week is no exception. These are the two magazines I'm giving away this week, Crochet World and Cross Stitch. I'm giving this away today to someone who used the word world. I'm sorry, I said this last week. To someone who used the word Pam in their comment on the video. Now, we'll pick that person in just a minute. This is the Cross Stitch magazine. It's also going out to someone who used the word cross in their comment. Some beautiful patterns in here. I like this one the best, the one that they selected for the front cover. I just think that's gorgeous, just gorgeous. And if you're a cross stitcher, you know, this would be a great cross stitch magazine to get every month, and especially one to get from me on a giveaway. So I'm excited. I hope somebody wins that who's a wonderful cross stitcher, or somebody that you know is a cross stitcher. These are both February 2023 magazines, the newest editions of both. So let's turn the camera to the computer and find out who wins these two magazines this week. Here we are at the computer, and I'm looking for the number of people who commented on that last video, who used the word cross in their comment, and that was 41. Let's go over here and find out who wins the Cross Stitch magazine. So that would be June Johnson. June Johnson. There you go. June Johnson, you have won the Cross Stitch magazine. Well, congratulations. Let's go right up here and change the word to Pam. P-A-M. So there we go, Pam, and go down here and answer our question, which is 10, and find out how many people use the word Pam in their comment. And that was 113. So let's go over here and see who wins the Crochet World magazine with Pam Burton's beautiful shawl in there. Diana Garms, you have won the Crochet World magazine. So congratulations to both of you. So congratulations to our winners of the two crochet magazines. I hope you enjoy those. I'll get those out in the mail. Be sure to send me your mailing address and I will get those right out to you. Next week, I have 4 gifts to give away. The first gift is the Falling Leaves cowl, and that is my pattern that I think I did this for my fall lookbook. I hope that's one. Yeah, that was where it came from. My fall lookbook in my Etsy shop. So if you're interested, this has also been released on its own as well. But I started one in some really pretty anti-pilling premier yarn. You have plenty of yarn to do the cowl with this. This is 100% acrylic. It's a medium size for premier anti-pilling, and it's the everyday plaid planned pooling. So really pretty blues, all kinds of blues in that. Navy, light blue, white, and gray, I believe, are all the colors in there. And I have worked on this cowl so far, this much. So I'm sending this to frog or finish. You can frog it out and make something else, or you can use the pattern. So the pattern will go with the yarn, and that'll be a frog or finish for next week. Also, I have a lot of Heartland tweed that I'm giving away because I don't need it anymore, and I've made a couple things out of it, and I really need to clean out my stash. So I have 2 of these. These are the gray color, and let me find it real quick. 200 yards on the ball, acrylic and round, 94.6, and it's called Mount Rainier Tweed. Mount Rainier Tweed, and it's a gray color. See, it's gray with beautiful tweed, and there are different bright colors in there. And I have 2 of those to give away. This one's going to all one winner. And then I have 3, I believe 2.5 skeins of Heartland, 251 yards on the ball. And this is Grand Canyon, so it's kind of a brownish color. So it's like a light tan. You'll have this plus the 2 skeins of Mount Rainier go with that as well. So you have all this yarn. Winner number 3 will receive the newest crochet magazine, which is Defining Crochet, spring of 2023. A beautiful magazine. It's just super nice, really super nice. And there were a couple of things in here I wanted to show you very quickly. This is the premier pattern right here on the front. Really pretty, beautiful sweater. And all this is crocheted, of course. It's the Crochet magazine. But here is the sweater. I wanted to show you this without showing you the pattern because it is a paid-for pattern. But look at that beautiful sweater. Now, even I haven't come up with anything that pretty. Not yet. So beautiful. That is called the Dreamy Garden Cardigan. The Dreamy Garden Cardigan. And then I wanted to show you this Antique Rose Afghan, too. I think this is just gorgeous. This is the Antique Rose Afghan. And the roses are raised, and they're done in kind of a cream color. Unlike all the ones I've ever seen were white or pink. This has the rose color in the actual Afghan with some puff stitches in there. Really pretty. Lots of things to look at there. Don't love the fringe, but there's fringe in there. And I guess because of all the color changes, they've just added that as fringe. It looks like they've gathered together those edges and they've just made the fringe out of the color changes, which is fine. You know, I'm sure that's pretty acceptable nowadays to do that. Anyway, there are a lot of really good patterns in this beautiful magazine. Crochet by Annie's, I believe it is. And then the Crochet World that I gave away this week, another one came in. So I'm going to send that one right back out. This is February of 2023. And this one is also spring of 2023. This Crochet magazine is spring of 2023. So those will go out next week. The key word for this is leaves, L-E-A-V-E-S, leaves, because I'm sending out the falling leaves cowl pattern to go with that. So that's a frog or finish. You'll get the pattern and the yarn to make it. This particular crochet magazine is pink, P-I-N-K, because it has that pink sweater on the front. Pink is the key word for that. So I have leaves and pink. And then for this one, we're going to say the word world, W-O-R-L-D, world. And that is the Crochet World magazine. That is for that. Heartland Tweed. I'm going to say tweed is the key word for this. T-W-E-E-D. So tweed, world, pink, and leaves are the four keywords that you want to use. If you're not interested in one of those, just don't put the word in your comment. But if you are interested in all four, go ahead and put all four words in, and you will be in the running for one of those, all of those actually, when they come up on the random comment picker. So thank you all for staying with me today. I appreciate it so much. I'm sorry about my camera. It's not working the way I want it to. I'm using my iPhone again like I used to, but it's just going to have to do. It's just going to have to do. So until I get my MacBook fixed, I imagine I'll be using my phone. So I hope you enjoyed today's show. I try to work hard to make it interesting, but I know it is a little bit long. But you can always turn it off and come back to it later. But be sure to like it before you leave. That way YouTube will know that you are one of my supporters, and they may push it out to some other people who might like to watch a crochet channel as well. So I hope you have a wonderful, wonderful weekend and a week next week. I hope your new year is a fun time, maybe dinner or a TV show or something. And enjoy your New Year's Eve, and then next year, I hope that we all have a happy and prosperous new year. But mostly, I hope that you have a happy and prosperous new year. And join me next time to find out what's on the hook.